Okay, here's my first video of my truck. I call her Project Chummy. She's a 96 Yukon, Cummins turbo diesel, Allison transmission down below, which I'll show you in a minute. And obviously you're going to see a few things here that aren't quite tidied up yet because I've just been stuffing it in there and getting it running and seeing what it takes to make everything line up. The silly intercooler water to air hose here needs something done with it, but I had to fill it, so there's the filler. The radiator hose, obviously it doesn't look pretty yet. We're going to take the thermostat housing off, cut the straight exit, put a 90 on it. Should be able to put something that resembles the stock hose back on it. You'll see there's 2 batteries here. We get well below freezing here in Idaho, so that'll be a welcome thing in this winter time. Eventually at some point we'll put some aluminum elbows in here and have them TIG welded, but like I said, we wanted to get it all hooked up and make sure that it was going to perform properly. I'm going through this now because once I start it, you're not going to be able to hear a darn thing I say. Some nice King shocks down there. The wheels are also Dodge Ram wheels because the axles are Dodge Ram wheels. I got them like this. They were spray painted black, and that kind of suits me, so I'm fine with that. Here's my transmission computer for the Allison transmission. Stock application. You'll find this mounted underneath the truck somewhere where oil and road debris and rocks and whatever can get at it. So I felt like since I was doing this how I wanted, this would probably be a better place to put it anyways. Cabin's a bit of a mess right now. We're still putting things back together, but now that the TCM is all dealt with and transmission's running properly, the passenger seat can go back together, and we'll start working on making the interior functional again. If I had to say that I regretted something that I did here on this project, it would probably be the 4-link suspension that I built down here. I don't know if you can see it very well. It's double triangulated. Unfortunately, the geometry of the suspension affects the geometry of my steering, so bumps make the bump steer really bad, and when I crank the wheel, it draws the suspension down or up depending on the direction. So right here in front of the axle where you can see used to be a steering stabilizer there. We're going to get a hydraulic ram and go hydraulic assist, see if that helps it. If not, I'll just cut one of the links off, probably the one that's welded on the pumpkin there, turn it sideways for a drag link, or a panhard, and call that good. Anyways, so I'm gonna go around here and boot the computer up because I promised my transmission guy we'd give him some data today, and then we can walk around again for a minute. The engine and the axles came out of an 02 Dodge Ram, and I stripped the front axle of every single bracket it had. Haven't really rebuilt it yet because I'm not sure if it's going to stay. I'm not really excited about the steering knuckles, but at this point we're at $25,000 and the wife says it stays, so it stays. I'm going to go ahead and pause here for a minute while the computer boots up. I'll pick up again. Okay, I'm back here. As you can see, I've got my IFI Live software booted up. I'm using the IFI Live AutoCal here to communicate with my transmission. Got an OBD port in my center console to do so and to get any kind of trouble codes that the transmission may encounter. We're going to go ahead and fire it up and plug your ears. Okay, it's going to give me just a minute to set this up, prepare to log some data for Jason. As you probably can hear, it's loud. It's a 4-inch downpipe, and then as soon as the downpipe gets past the engine, it turns into a 5-inch. and there is not a muffler or nothing on it. It just runs straight out the back. So there you go. We got all our readouts. You can see we're reading transmission temperature, turbine, and then some other interesting data. Hopefully it's recording. Looks like it is. You can hear it. Idles pretty good. Right here where the dash instrumentation used to be, I completely eliminated the stock Chevy PCM, which used to run all the gauges. So we're going to end up having a 12-inch tablet here installed in the dash here with a nice fiberglass surround so that it looks like it fits in there and it's not out of place. And then I've got this Kenwood stereo here. I've modified the dash bezel to accept a 2-din stereo. So next video we'll go through the interior and hopefully everything will be put together. But for right now, we're going to go out and get some data for Jason. Thank you.